Good morning. Happy Tuesday. My name is Rick Knobe, and I am the chair of the Amendment V for Nonpartisan Elections campaign. I'm the former mayor of Sioux Falls and one of the state's 115,000 independent voters that doesn't have a voice and is fed up with politics today. That's why I joined with the notable Republicans, Democrats, and Independents to gather 40,000 signatures and put Amendment V for nonpartisan elections on the ballot. Amendment V gives every voter, including the 115,000 independents like me, a voice and allows us to start electing public servants instead of party servants. I'm excited to have with me today representatives of two of the most respected nonpartisan organizations in South Dakota and probably the entire country. On my left is Amy Scott Stoltz with the League of Women Voters of South Dakota. On my right is Eric Gaikowski of AARP of South Dakota. These are two nonpartisan organizations that partner together and do a lot of good work for the voters, most notably hosting the legislative coffees that give voters the chance to interact with their elected representatives. Today, they have a joint announcement about Amendment V for nonpartisan elections. And with that, we'll turn it over to Amy Scott Stoltz of the League of Women Voters of South Dakota. Amy?
Thank you. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of South Dakota, and in partnership with AARP South Dakota, we're excited to endorse Amendment V for nonpartisan elections. The League of Women Voters of South Dakota has long worked to expand participatory democracy. Our core focus is ensuring all South Dakotans have a direct voice in choosing their elected representatives. Amendment V for nonpartisan elections gives every South Dakota voter that voice, including the 115,000 registered independents. The League of Women Voters of South Dakota carefully studies a measure before considering an endorsement. After thoroughly reviewing Amendment V for nonpartisan elections, we believe it's the right thing to do for South Dakota voters. We're proud to stand with AARP of South Dakota and with the Yes on Amendment V campaign to give every South Dakota voter a voice.
Thank you.
All right, and now it's my pleasure to introduce Eric Gaikowski, the State Director for AARP South Dakota. Eric?
Thank you, Amy. On behalf of AARP South Dakota and in partnership with the League of Women Voters of South Dakota, we are excited to endorse Amendment V for nonpartisan elections. AARP South Dakota is focused on providing tangible benefits for our members. Passing Amendment V will provide a benefit that, in reality, is a fundamental American right: the ability to fully participate in our elections. Passing Amendment V will give more than 115,000 South Dakota independents equal access to the electoral process. AARP has a long history of supporting voting rights across the country. The first page of our policy handbook reads, "The right of all citizens to vote in free and fair elections is among the most basic of all civil rights and must be vigorously upheld." That is why, after studying Amendment V for nonpartisan elections, we believe it will give every South Dakota voter a voice. AARP South Dakota is proud to stand with the League of Women Voters of South Dakota to endorse the Amendment V campaign and urge South Dakotans to vote yes on November 8th.
Thank you. On behalf of the Republicans, the Democrats, and Independents, the leaders of the Amendment V for nonpartisan elections campaign, we graciously accept the endorsement of the League of Women Voters of South Dakota and AARP of South Dakota. We appreciate the time and effort they have spent to fully examine Amendment V. We look forward to working with them on this campaign to urge the citizens of South Dakota to vote yes on Amendment V for nonpartisan elections. Remember, on November 8th, join us in sending a message to Washington and Pierre by voting yes on Amendment V for voters. And with that, we'll take questions on this media announcement if anybody has one or two.
In addition to endorsing, are your two groups planning to provide monetary support or send additional messaging to your membership?
The League of Women Voters of South Dakota will not be providing monetary support. We do not do that for any issues or candidates or parties. We are holding a ballot issue forum on Thursday this week at IPC at 5:30. where we will cover most of the ballot issues at that point on both sides.
And at that point, will you, again, sort of explain your endorsement and tell your membership?
I'm not involved in organizing that, so, but I can get that information for you if you'd like.
That would be great.
Same for AARP South Dakota, we will not be giving monetary donations, but we will be informing our membership. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody, for showing up. Appreciate it. Go forth and do great things.